In Chapter 3-8 of Radiant Dawn, the Laguz Alliance, desperate for an escape route, decides to go through a treacherous network of volcanic caverns to retreat. Because of the danger, Zelgius decides not to pursue, but his decision is overruled by a newly appointed commander, Senator Valtome. This leads to a skirmish in the caverns, which is another rather unimpressive route map with a lava tile gimmick. Certain tiles on this map are dangerous, and standing on them will result in a small amount of damage every turn. Despite being one of the less interesting maps in the game, it is also for some reason featured in Fire Emblem Engage as Soren's Divine Paralogue, where it suffers from the exact same issues of being way too big and a slog to play through. I used the enemies on this map to train Oscar, Rolf, and Boyd, which is rather simple because most of the enemies are stationary until you enter their range. However, the enemies aren't much higher level compared to the enemies at the start of Part 3, meaning that XP gain is not very fast. As future maps will be harder to stall, I also take this opportunity to train the Heron Reyson. He joined all the way back in Chapter 3-5, but because of various circumstances, he hasn't been very relevant until now. Herons are particularly useful for their Gauder abilities, which are most commonly used to refresh ally actions. However, most people aren't aware that they gain additional abilities at higher levels, mostly because leveling Herons can take hundreds of turns. At level 40, their level cap, Herons gain access to the Recovery Gauder, which allows them to completely restore the HP and status of adjacent allies, an incredibly powerful and useful source of infinite healing that is not commonly used, but is very important for my endgame goals. So I equip Reyson with the Paragon skill and have him spam Gauders until he completely caps his level. After this has been accomplished, I clear the map to complete the chapter. After chilling for 200 or so turns in the lava tubes, the army finally finds an exit, but has accidentally entered the land of the Dragon Laguz, Goldoa. The Goldoan king Deginsia is famously an extreme centrist, whose driving philosophy is to never do anything, which is on theme because that is a very common AI behavior in this game. Deginsia commands that the Laguz Alliance leave back through the volcanic caves, but Aina, a Dragon Laguz who fought with Ike in the previous war, argues that the more neutral action would be to do nothing, so the king chooses the path of least activity and simply allows the Laguz Alliance to safely pass through his lands.